thousands of years, Indigenous Australians have relied on their unique knowledge of the seasons to move around and remain sustainable. And this is still true to this day. In fact, it's an important part of their connection to their ancestral culture. Our next report taking a closer look at how, in the present situation, climate change is putting this knowledge and culture at risk.
For the Indigenous people of Western Australia's south coast, Kambarang season or season of birth is upon us.
Skinks are coming out, yeah.
That means for Noongar Nation person Larry Bly, there are many signs in nature pointing to its arrival. And he's here to teach his tour participants how to detect them.
Yes, the maggies are starting to become more territorial, aren't they? Skinks are coming out, yeah. Wildflowers are coming out.
In ancient times, these seasonal signs were used by Indigenous people to know what food to eat, what to do to keep the land sustainable, and when and how to move around. And to this day, these indicators are still an important way for them to connect to their land and culture.
It's who I am now, it's my identity, it's very, very important.
But there are worrying signs in the latest State of the Environment report that point to climate change becoming a real threat to this ancestral Indigenous knowledge and culture. Rising temperatures, extreme events such as bushfires and unusual rainfall patterns are changing access to plants and animals that are of cultural significance to the Indigenous communities.
I go looking for certain bush foods sometimes, expecting to see lots of them there, and there's none.
The southwest of Western Australia was one of the first places on Earth that suffered a drying spell triggered by climate change. Biologist and member of the Wadandi Noongar people, Stephen Van Leeuwen, one of the authors of the State of Environment report, says the consequences of a changing climate on Indigenous Australians are vast and difficult to measure.
How do you measure someone's spiritual value, their totemic value of a species?
For the author of the State of the Environment report, Indigenous ancestral cultural values and knowledge can be protected if climate change is tackled and if that knowledge is shared. While they wait for that change to happen, the Noongar people will carry on doing what they have done for thousands of years to survive, and that is to adapt. Bureau Report WION, World is One.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.